Hello and good morning, beautiful family. Happy Thursday. It's September the 4th, 2025. All right. How are we doing today? Less chaos? Yep, I just saw it, Wings. Okay. Don't know how that happened, but alrighty. Cards from a different deck. Guess they were laying up against each other. All right. How is the collective doing? What are we focused on today? A reminder to the humanitarian group, we have a meeting later today at 2 o'clock. I'm going to go over a few things. But in the meantime, we're counting down to the weekend. What do we got? 8 of Swords. Now. Are you in jail? Lordy, I hope not. We ain't got bail money yet, guys. No, this is about being tricked. You feel tricked. You feel hoodwinked. Ugh. Internal conflict. Who you fighting with? Probably all the information, misinformation. Tired of people putting dates on things, of events happening. Now, in the past, it looks like you were pretty good about standing up to this energy, going, nope, not doing it. I'm trying to squeeze all these in here so you can see them. Currently, all right, you ready to make some deals? Just want to get this over with. In the future, looky there, there's the collective celebrating, having fun. Cheers. Some advice. Don't get distracted. What are you supposed to stay focused on? What's the prize? The prize is peace of mind, happiness, God. 10 of Pentacles, generational wealth. Unnecessary worry and anxiety. Now, everyone has their own opinion about what is considered unnecessary. Well, from God's point of view, none of it's necessary. He tells us not to worry. It doesn't do anybody any good. Now, from a human point of view, being humans that we are and have bills to pay and things to do, it does bring stress. 8 of Cups. Uh-oh. Who's about ready to say F-O? Screw it all, I'm out. Now. I encourage you not to. But I don't control you. You have free will. All right? Let's look at this as a positive aspect. The 8 of Cups is emotionally leaving some things behind and deciding I've got my eye on the prize and I'm going forward. I'm going to leave all this emotional baggage behind me and the worries and the doubts and the frustration, and I'm going to move forward on my journey. Let's look at the positive side of the card. In tarot, everything has a negative and a positive. Okay, so let's focus on the positive. All right? Leave those worries behind. I know, somebody's yelling. Easier said than done. I get it. All right. Some tokens. $45 is the horse. 25 is the teapot. 129 is, we're going to the beach to have tea and ride horses. And there's our clipboard. We're making a list and checking it twice. Going to the beach and having tea and riding horses. We're putting that on our list. Is that what they're telling us? Well, we'll find out. All right, 45. The horse generally represents freedom, traveling, and knowing your own power. So we're going places. 25 being the teapot. Anybody want to sing I'm a Little Teapot? Go ahead. Friendship, confiding with a loved one, comfort and joy. Well, think about it. You've got that Two of Cups today. That's joining together in agreement. Maybe you're saying cheers. If you're having that hard time dealing with all the worries and stuff, reach out and, get some advice. I do the best I can. This is a big community. Do what you have to do to try to get some extra reassurance. 129 is pretty obvious. Maybe you're traveling to the beach and you're like, Jen, summer's just about over. Well, I know, but this says vacation is coming. Warm weather, sand, and sea. Well, the horses travel. Is somebody getting ready to go on vacation? You might be. The clipboard. Setting goals and keep a log. Okay, so we're basically... This is just saying, look, set a goal for yourself that when this all happens, I'm going on vacation. I need a break. Yep. Maybe you'll go with somebody. All right, 45, 25, 129, and 50. I don't know if I'm going to go on vacation right away or not. I will eventually. Someday. Buttons. What do we got? Oh, look who's back today. A bird with a twig in its mouth. 80. Perfume. Ooh, those smell nice. 37. We're gardening. All right, we're gardening. And 42. Windy Infinity Road. All right. As a reminder, the bird and the twig is a representation of, 65, peace offering, asking for forgiveness. This is a journey that many are still on. Just when you think you've got everybody checked off the list, you could think of somebody else. Let's just always remember to start with ourselves. All right. 80 is the perfume bottle. Do we smell nice? Alluring, enticing, and mesmerizing. Oh gosh. Some things can hypnotize you. It could be people. It could be things. Maybe you're being enticed to. It could be to a person. It could be to make a purchase. Just let's watch those temptations. Be careful. Think it through. All right. 37, we're gardening. Gardening tools. Start planting metaphorical seeds and see what grows. Plant a literal garden. Well, we're fall harvesting right now. Metaphorically, the seeds that you plant are mantras, the way you talk to yourself, getting a mindset of living the life that you want in the life that you're trying to create. These are things that you can do. Maybe you need to talk to people and try to sow a little seed of encouragement or advice. You can do that too. I sow seeds all the time, trying to get people to understand who Yeshua truly is. And then I have literal seeds. Apparently, the grandbabies ate watermelon out on a side porch of the house, and now I have a watermelon plant growing at my steps. I left it there. I don't know if it'll survive the cold snap we're about to have, but Anyway, sow the seeds as long as they're positive. 42 is this infinite road here. Future has infinite possibilities, a long and winding road. That means the world is your oyster. What are you manifesting? I like it. All right. And along that winding road, we're going to be enticed to do certain things. Let's just make sure that it's for the divine, right? Yes, wings. Because numbers, please. 42, 65, 37, and 80. He's my clipboard with wings. Yeah. What would I do without him? All right. Calaveras. All right. What do we got? 34 is the candle. First of all, wings is letting me know, make sure that you're not burning the candle at both ends. Okay, that means working yourself into the ground. Remember to rest. But as far as the spark and the light, don't ever let that go out. It's a representation of hope. It's number 34. 51. Doors are about to open. Now, we've talked about this multiple times recently. Make sure that you're closing the doors that aren't serving you so God can open the new ones. Make room. Okay. 40 is the apple. Is always a representation to avoid those, what we just talked about, enticing temptations that may not serve you. But it's also about continuing to seek knowledge. We're always learning. We thought we had it all in the bag all of our life, and then we come to find out that nothing we have learned has been good for us. Number 8 is the butterfly. Now, this is a transition period, all right? And think of the butterfly that comes out of the cocoon. It's like a birth, rebirth, beautiful transformation that we're going through. Number 9, let's get in tune with the crown chakra. That's 1, but it's always a representation of power and authority and leadership. Okay? We're taking control of our transformation. We are learning that we are in control of opening and closing those doors, and we hold how much light gets shown. Beautiful. 34, 51, 40, 8, and 9. All right. Let's find an animal or two and a flower. No, wings, I'm not. He says, why don't you say it like the redneck? A pretty flower. He's a pretty posy. Okay. They may not understand that. Who's helping us out today? Somebody that's bossy. Owl and the moonflower, wisdom and cycles. Well, you got the butterfly, which represents cycles as well. We've learned a lot as we've seen that God does things in cycles, and humanity's gone through many, and we're completing an end of a cycle now, and we're starting another one. So know that everything will pass in its own timing. Change is constant. That is true. And in our realm and density, time continues to move forward. We would like nothing better to get to the density where time is irrelevant. With God, He's beyond space and time. But for right now, you have constant motion, that it's always turning. It's always moving forward. We won't get into the Mandela effects and time shifts and all that. that's a whole other story. The dragonfly and bluebells. Change and thanks. Now, that's that transition, cycles and change. Let's have gratitude for all the things that we've been given. Have gratitude for changes because that's how you grow, shifting with ease. All that knowledge that we've been gaining and learning of how to control our own destiny and that we are not slaves to a matrix system. Let's always remember to have gratitude, thank the divine creator and all that, I call them all the heavenly hosts who have guided us on this journey. We were meant to be here, but we need to show some gratitude. All right. Let's repair, evolve, and grow with this deck. Some advice of what we could be focusing on. Tomorrow being Friday, you will get the 80s deck, give you a message for the weekend. New beginnings. We just got this, but we like it because it means cycles are ending too. Intention. New doors are opening and new opportunities are here. You are shifting into a higher frequency by honoring yourself and your accomplishments. It's time for a fresh start and a clean slate. You're being asked to only bring your new self into this next chapter. That's right. In order for God to open those new doors, you close the old ones. That negative person that was always struggling and couldn't envision hope and optimism, we leave that person behind. We forgive that person, wish it well, but you are renewed. Distorted view, perspective. A change in perspective is needed to view you or the situation with compassion. The root core of pain is often associated with how you may view yourself or the situation from a wounded place. Choosing to heal this brings the broken pieces back together to create a healthy viewpoint. Sometimes we do maybe need to stand on our head and look at things from a different point of view. And I like how that if there's a situation that arises and it comes from a wounded place, we call these triggers. If you're being triggered by certain things, I want you to stop and ask yourself, is it that person or is it me? Why did it bother you? Did they really say anything that was wrong? Or is it me? Everybody gets offended nowadays. Ask yourself, why are you offended? Why are you triggered by it? Where does that hurt and pain come from? Yes, now we do have people in the world where it comes from ignorance, but that is an honest place too, because they're just not educated. But if it's a painful, emotional scar, let's find out why and do the healing on it. Get a different perspective. So before we lash out at people, it's that old cliche, walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. It's that, but I want you to go backwards and walk in your shoes where you were a few years ago. What happened to wound you? And did you really heal from it? All right, let's clean that up. Let's do that forgiveness. And then we can have our new beginnings. All right. All right, let's do our future prediction. Possible things coming our way. think the one card that's been super busy recently is the tornado one. Now, this is not just for the U.S., but they do tend to take a leadership spotlight position in these because everybody watches what the U.S. does. Pandemic and health crisis. Boy, they'd love that. But Wings is emphasizing that this has to do with the past one that we had, the turmoil that it put people through, and the repercussions of what they made people do. Okay? This is going to come back jabberdoos. Now, if you took one or know somebody that took one, that doesn't mean you doom and gloom, okay? A lot of that stuff was saline and false. But the people that were injected with the negative, if it's their path and something happens, brace yourself because we could be on the verge of another health crisis because of side effects, if you know where I'm going. Imprisoned and detained. Yes, 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 Spirit, you keep saying this. Well, let's just keep our patience in check here, okay? Timing is everything. Let's just watch. This is so much cleanup to do. I don't know it's going to be done all in one. God can do whatever he wants. He can do it as quickly as he wants. But on a man's side of it, it could take for a very, very long time. Controlled puppets. Well, we know the world's full of them, but you're going to actually get to start to see who's up here pulling the strings. And those are the ones that will be imprisoned and detained, especially over this. A lot of people benefited when they did this plandemic. Disappointing outcome. This just represents it ain't happening the way we want it to, and it ain't happening fast as we want it to. Okay? We are not judge, jury, and executioner. Coerce and manipulate. Look, it's Mr. Fauci in his little white coat. So it looks like we may get some redemption. Let's watch what Bobby Kennedy does here. Other nations will follow suit, but it will take a while. Okay? Let's watch what happens with the WHO. Okay? What they try to say. Let's just watch, because it'll start here in the U.S. And I do think that there are beautiful, positive things that came out of that. Families got to be families again. And we also learned how corrupt and what liars that governmental systems can be. And how easy society can be manipulated. All right. We'll wrap it up today with the golden insight. Yeah, with all that pandemic stuff and the truth coming out, it builds up the strength of humanity. It basically gives them a backbone and a set of balls to say, never again. We're not doing this. Just saying, blunt and to the point, but it's important. If you don't like blunt and to the point, you're probably listening to the wrong person. But let's see what we have for encouragement through the golden insight. Don't yell at me if the turtle comes in here and says, it's slow. I think we already know that. All right. Oh, our dragon is in here. It's an absolute sign of complete and utter chaos in so many different forms. All right. Anything could happen. All right. There's going to be a lot of aggression, backlash, just absolute chaos. Let's hope it's not Joe Patrice dragon. Mr. Hothead came in here breathing all over me yesterday. Love him. We got his belly feeling better too. And JoJo's snowflake. Is it gonna snow? Oh no. Um, Winter season. Okay, I get it. So they're not talking about the weather in general. It's just about this chaos is going to be short lived. It's not going to last very long. It's also a good reminder how unique you are. Okay, snowflakes and fingerprints, and then they made you. Mm-hmm. Let's see. A chair. Okay, we got to sit in a timeout. Yeah, because that's what it says. Wait. Okay. I think that's the creator coming in going, be still. It's not the right time. Holding back, avoiding. I don't know about you, but the chair has a massive imprint of my arse at this point. I ain't going nowhere. Lock, unavailable, access denied. We have blocks. Okay. Thanks, Winks. And he said a lot of what's causing the delays is because of this chaos. And it's chaos coming from places that we cannot see visibly. It's coming from underground, behind the scenes, in the middle of the night, sneaky people doing sneaky things. Oh, we get to keep eating cupcakes. I won't take that. Indulgence. Treat yourself. If you're going to sit there, you might as well eat a cupcake while we're waiting. I'm just saying. Okay. What's going on in the world is some of the cycles have repeated, in different dynasties or different eras, so to speak. Falls of great empires and things like that. But this one in particular has never ever happened before. In some aspect, as in the days of Noah, yeah, okay. In that aspect, evil was removed, but then there's a little remnant of evil that's allowed to stick around. In that, yeah, you could say it's repetitive, but in this form, I'm pretty sure that, other than the Book of Q, we haven't had a Q movement. I don't know any biblical characters that sat around with their laptops trying to decode what Jesus' parables were saying. I'm just saying. All right, guys. I hope you get a blessing out of this message. Just remember, chaos or not, we can get through this. Patience, patience, patience. I know. But the main message today is, take account of what your vision is, completing the cycles and what you don't ever want to have to repeat again. What is your perspective on things from now on? Okay? All right, guys. With that being said, have a beautiful Thursday. I will see the humanitarian group later this afternoon. And the rest of you, I'll see you in the morning for the oracles, and then we'll do a show. Okay? Until then, remember, God loves you, and so do I.